Anyway, here's Vinny in a little window at the bottom of the screen while we get a shot of the Rosemont horizon, and he appears to be dressed identically to Howard Finkel at the first WrestleMania. Interesting side note, McMahon introduces our old friend Lord Alfred Hayes, otherwise known as Batman's butler again, and a woman called Susan Wakeness. Google didn't tell me squat about who she was, as I expected to be some kind of celebrity or cameo co-host. But no, nothing. All I got was a link to an article by Arnold Furious where he states she's there to stand there and point at stuff. Wakefield does indeed do adequate pointing, as McMahon stresses conditioning being a factor in the performance of these wrestlers tonight. Alfred claims that they will need more endurance than if they were to do a decathlon, marathon and triathlon all at once. Something tells me Lord Alfred's a bit keen on hyperbole tonight. He stresses most profusely that this is the biggest test of courage, endurance and of mental test also. His words, not mine. McMahon runs through the match grid and then shows highlights of wrestlers taking their draws out of a fishbowl. I don't know why, but I really hope the fishbowl is going to be full of water just for comedic effect. Steamboat seems enthused about facing Davey Boy Smith and credits him as an excellent wrestler and fine young man. Miss Elizabeth takes the draw on Randy Savage's behalf, who gets Ivan Putski. Savage gets unhappy about the draw and pulls Elizabeth away. Here's Mr. Fuji to pick for Don Baracco, who gets Tito Santana, who's warned of being in big trouble. Why have I only noticed that Mr. Fuji looks like he's supposed to be odd job? McMahon continues to jabber while a fan points at Alfred's ear, and soon we are introduced to the president of the World Wrestling Federation, Mr. Jack Tunney, whose name totally isn't a portmanteau of Jack Dempsey and Gene Tunney. Wait a minute. Okay, I had to Google it to see if it's true, and his name is legit Tunney. He was named John Tunney Jr. I assume he took the name Jack to try and set his own mark as a wrestling promoter. I don't know. It seems kind of weird looking back that McMahon had someone play the role of president to the WWF, considering that he could have stolen the limelight for himself, something that as time went on he did on a continual basis. Honey says that he's really excited about the event, doesn't look it, while saying that the WWF have outdone themselves. You just know Vince wanted him to say that. Tunney says that the only rule of the tournament is that you can only proceed if you win. Well, yeah. Oakland immediately points out that if there is a draw, both men are out of the tournament. That's two rules. I know this isn't a promo, but it really felt kind of flat. I know he isn't a wrestler, but I do think it would have been beneficial if they'd given him some promo work and tried to improve his talking skills. It's not bad, far from it, but it lacks a certain punch to it.